Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban.
Back to some more Dota 2 action. This is going to be the Summit 4 North American qualifiers, Game 3 of paiN against Unknown. Loser of this is out of the qualifiers, going to be completely and totally gone, and neither side really wants that to happen, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And going to be taking a look at this one already at the very start. Gyrocopter going to be banned out, as well as the Night Stalker and the Shadow Fiend. Interestingly enough, Unknown with the first pick aren't willing to give that one away. We also do have the Darkseer banned out. Sorry again about the stuff that ended up happening at the beginning of last game. If you guys want to be completely and totally honest, I'll let you guys know that I was looking over at the chat, and I probably would have kept going with the overlay on the entire game to see if I was like not catching enough kills or something, and then looked up and everybody's like, overlay, and then I look over and it looks like you guys are in jail. It's all wonderful though. We're here for Game 3. This is what's happening. This is what's going to be good, and we're going to be seeing a Queen of paiN this time by Unknown, so maybe going to be seeing a few more taunts and potentially dropping null tallies down on the ground, other types of things of that nature. But you know what? It's absolutely no problem. We're going to be seeing this, and I think that consistently it's been a really good matchup here. It's a Game 3 deciding one, so maybe going to be taken a little bit more seriously, maybe going to be wanting to really... I'm not sure exactly what the word is, but to a certain extent, I guess, if you constantly play Dota in that manner by dropping your stuff down to the ground, if you try and tense up a little bit more and you don't play to your normal play style, which is dropping stuff on the ground and things like that, then maybe you don't perform as well. So there's some semblance of a possibility that that's the case as well, but only time will tell with these young guns here out of Team Unknown. So, Winter Wyvern is going to be picked up yet again by paiN Gaming. I think actually last time it was Unknown that took them, so a little bit of a different draft this time around. We also do have the Wind Ranger who's going to be picked up, and last but not least, Mr. Tusk himself. Once again, I'm just going to mention that after this game, we are going to be having another series a little bit later on today with Void Boys up against Complexity, but that game's still not for a little bit longer, and it's definitely not going to be until after this one is finished off nonetheless. Broodmother is also going to be banned out for Team Unknown. Probably a good option here. While Tusk can deal with it to some extent, and Queen of paiN can as well, if you don't want to have to deal with a Broodmother, particularly in a Game 3, that's not the way that you want to end up going out. You want to be able to make sure that you play the game that you want to play. You don't play the game that that the other team is doing, because Broodmother really does change the way that you have to play a game. Anyways, enough about Broodmother. She's not going to be in here. We don't need to talk about her anymore. Dazzle's also going to be banned on out.
5 seconds
here as well, a defensive support that I believe we've seen in the past 2 games, and so the only one that's really left over, I feel like there's kind of a big 3 of defensive supports. You've got your Dazzle, that's kind of the #1 position, the best at being able to keep somebody alive. Next up tends to be that Winter Wyvern with the Cold Embrace, consistently able to keep you very sustainable in lane. And then last but not least, of course, is the Earthshaker, who's a hero that we haven't seen almost at all in this patch, despite the fact that he does give you a lot of early game potential to win lanes to a certain extent. The problem is that when you run dual lanes against an Earthshaker, and dual lanes have been by far the most common way that we've been seeing Dota played, he doesn't fare as well against that. And I think that at the beginning of 6.5, we're still seeing a lot of Earthshaker, but then once you have like a Tusk Undying combo it really becomes difficult to run an Earthshaker against that, because after you cast out a fissure, what are you going to do? You're not really going to be able to man fight against an Undying or a Tusk. They're just going to tear you apart. So I think that's part of the main reason why we haven't seen that hero picked a whole heck of a lot more often. Huskar is going to be banned out this time. Unknown are going to be banning out both of the heroes that they sort of cruised to a win on in the last game. So that's a little bit interesting. Not something that you always see when you have a winning combination, then you end up banning it out so that way, I guess, potentially the enemy doesn't get it as well. Winter Wyvern as well as Wind Ranger, it's worth noting, are relatively good at dealing with Huskar to a certain extent. Winter Wyvern less so, but if you're able to get the Winter Wyvern ulti down on top of the Huskar, it can be very, very impressive how quickly that hero will fall. And of course, Wind Ranger, if you end up getting a blink followed up by a shackle and into a focus fire, that hero is just going to melt away completely and totally. Bounty Hunter is also going to be banned out by now by paiN Gaming. This was a hero that really helped the gold gain last time around, and I think there was also a point in time where the Shadow Fiend was getting chased through through the dire jungle by a Tusk and was about to die. Bounty Hunter was able to come on over, get the track off, and then the Shadow Fiend was able to walk away, turn on like 20 HP, raise one time, and then right-click the Tusk down. Just very impressively not afraid of anything that was going on, and it was mainly by virtue of the fact that the Bounty Hunter was able to come on in at the last second and track on up that Tusk and then the Shadow Fiend on out of there. So it's pretty good. Very, very cool. Also now Naga Siren and the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor, obviously a very successful hero at being able to fight in the early game. The cask can completely and totally change the whole course of a team fight if you're able to catch it very close between two heroes. And also in an early gank. It's a bit RNG based, of course, because it does bounce randomly to whatever target it just so happens to please to do. But if it does end up RNGing your way, it can make all the difference in the world in terms of an early gank. I wouldn't be surprised to potentially see this Witch Doctor roam mid a little bit. I think actually, honestly, if there's anybody that's going to roam, it's going to be the Tusk. The Tusk Queen of paiN combo is just too good to be able to roam with. If this Tusk is a support, you can roam on in with just a Snowball. If he's in the off lane, you can wait till you get level 6. And then the combination of Walrus Punch and the Sonic Wave on top of each other is just going to melt whoever happens to get into your path. So, very, very cool. Waiting for the next pick here out of paiN Gaming. Again, these ones so important to be able to decide how the next couple of the next hour or so is going to go for this team. And of course, this is going to be the determining factor if they move on into this tournament. We'll see how it goes. Naga Siren, of course, another hero that has a great potential to do a lot of damage with the Riptide in the early game with the minus armor as well. But with the Nature's Prophet now picked up, I'm wondering if we're starting to get an idea of what this might be. So, all right, a couple of seconds ago, I said we'll see how these next couple of picks determine the next couple of, and then I wanted to say next couple of hours, but I was like, there's no way this game is going to go on for multiple hours. Let's change that to the next hour. Now with the Nature's Prophet and Naga Siren, this might go on for hours. We'll see how it ends up going. But immediately responding to this Nature's Prophet pick, we're going to have Unknown go with the Juggernaut, or part of the early push lineups that you can definitely have. You're going to have a very lot of sustainability with that healing ward, as well as the untargetability that comes out from the Juggernaut with the Blade Fury. And depending upon this last pick here, they go for something like a Jakiro maybe, which is a hero that we've seen more and more often out of Unknown. There could be some very, very early aggression that's going to tear them apart. Interestingly, we see the TA banned out. Not what I was expecting. I was kind of expecting something a little bit more along the lines of another support. It would feel like a very, very greedy lineup. Doctor as it is, well, not the greediest support. He can definitely be played in that position 5. I feel like he's sort of suited for the position 4, where he's able to get at least a couple of items and potentially being able to build into the Aghanim Scepter. But I guess with the Queen of paiN there, the Tusk and the Juggernaut, you don't necessarily need the damage from the Witch Doctor. Mainly what you're going to be looking for here is the Paralyzing Cask, as well as the Voodoo Restoration, and maybe occasionally a Death Ward or 2 from time to time. But we will see see. Phantom Assassin, or excuse me, Phantom Lancer. I just completely blinked on that for a second. Phantom Lancer is going to be banned out this time around, and not going to be picked up by paiN Gaming. They do still need another hero. I could see it being either a carry or a support, honestly. This could potentially be a Naga Siren in the safe lane. With the Winter Wyvern already there, that's going to help to keep her alive. And I'm imagining this is going to be a Prophet jungle.
Seconds remaining.
Seems like it would make sense. We'll see. They could also run an Alchemist. It's not something that I've seen very often in the South American scene, but it seems like if you're going to be going for pushing to the late game, there's not really a better option. Well, Anti-Mage is a pretty good answer as well. So Naga Siren is going to be able to scale well into the late game. Nature's Prophet is going to be able to do Nature's Prophet things consistently. Big problem that I see coming up for paiN Gaming is how well is the Naga going to be able to push the lanes without the farm. If she gets off to a good start, I see this going very well. But if the Naga Siren ends up getting crippled very early on, Riptide can push out waves pretty effectively with the illusions, but depending upon what level it is, the early aggression from Unknown might be enough to really take this one. You're definitely looking at two very different styles of plays, though. You're looking here for Unknown to be able to burst down the enemy very quickly, take down towers with a quickness, and then just roll on over them. And for paiN Gaming, what you're looking for is drawing out the game as long as possible, going for that crazy split push that you end up seeing towards the end. Nature's Prophet potentially even going for that Aghanim Scepter Octarine build that we've seen just be so disgusting on the Nature's Prophet. We'll see. We will see indeed. I do like the anti-mage pick at the end. If you're not going to be wanting to fight, then there's no reason to pick a fighting hero. Just go for a hero that's going to be able to split push out those lanes and just wreak havoc on the enemy team. So do right from the very start. Mystery Man is going to be playing on the Juggernaut up here in the top lane. We also have Hoshiki Miki is going to be playing the Witch Doctor. Bracket Man is going to be on your Queen of Pain this time around. We have Zitok Mela is going to be playing the Lina, and last but not least, JK Ale is going to be playing the Tusk. For Team paiN, a whole heck of a lot of brackets is going to be playing that anti-mage. We do have DotA is going to be playing the Wind Ranger. Off the time as well, C4T is going to be playing the Winter Wyvern, ACZ on the Naga Siren, and last but not least, hanging out in the jungle. Not by jungle, I mean the Fountain is going to be the Nature's Prophet. Kind of a cool little kit. They are going to run into a little bit of initiation off to the start here. Tusk just going to be comfortable to toss out the shards, potentially apply a little bit of damage there. Nature's Prophet Tree is going to actually get another bounce there, so that's the Witch Doctor bounce yet again. Going to be enough to hit twice onto the anti-mage, and he's just going to have to back on out now. They do get a nice little pick off on that Treant as well. So knowing full well where the whole enemy team is, the question I have is Wind Ranger going to be able to get up to this top lane to contest the bounty rune for the Juggernaut with Blade Fury already at level 1? This could be a little bit deadly. An anti-mage, he's thinking about it. He's definitely thinking about it. 4 heroes here, it's a death sentence to go for it. Oh god, he wants it so bad though. If he gets it, oh my god, is he gonna go for this? Oh, he wanted it. The Wind Ranger does get the rune up top. Anti-mage thought about it very, very long and hard and decided that there were better options. And starting off top of the net worth in the last hits is going to be the Witch Doctor. Not something that you often see, but perfectly fine indeed. Tusk and the Lina put together. The key component here as well is that when your snowball is level 1, you get a 0.5 second stun duration onto it, and for Light Strike Array it is a 0.5 second cast delay. So if you time this out perfectly with a little bit of a cast point on this anti-mage blink, you should be able to line up the 2 stuns together and make that work. We'll see if that indeed is going to be the case or not this game. Nature's Prophet, again, in the off lane, is just going to be able to keep eyes on everything with his treants, pushing away this Witch Doctor. He does still have the cask up, so if he really wanted to, he could turn and toss that out, but probably a little bit better to be able to save that for a later point in time to use against the Juggernaut, or to use against the Treant Protector, or the Nature's Prophet, so that way he's going to be able to get a kill potentially. Not a ton of great escape mechanics for the Nature's Prophet in the off lane. A little bit of an interesting matchup here. I think this is one of the matchups that Wind Ranger is actually relatively even on. A hero that pretty much is consistently known for being able to dominate lanes with that power shot. Oh, more damage up in the top and the bottom lane though. Does look like Tusk is going to be able to get away from this one. I believe he might have to turn this with Lina in the area. A little bit of miscommunication. They're going to jump forward to catch the Light Strike Array only onto the Naga Siren. Not going to catch the Winter Wyvern and is going to go down finally to the last right click from the Lina. There's the Tusk just walking away from this one. He is going to be able to hit another Light Strike Array on top of this Naga Siren. Oh, I wonder if he would have gone for the body block if they would have been able to catch, but there is the Ice Shards. Not going to matter. Mango Gaming going to be too strong, but look at the armor. 6 up, not going to matter. That's a kill on top of the Naga Siren, and Tusk diving to the tier 2s at 2 minutes. Very comfortable being able to take that one. Unknown off to an early start, a 2-0 lead for them here. Mango going to be repurchased now again by the Tusk. You get enough value out of it one time, why not go a second time? There's going to be a 45 or 450 gold swing into the favor of Unknown yet again, and Tavo keep on taking the right click harass. He does have Treant Protect or Treants in the area as well to help him out. The right click is actually very impressively strong out of Nature's Prophet at these early stages. 61 damage. More right clicks. Is he going to be able to hit the power shot? Oh God, dodge to the side. Oh, this is the point where if he was Shadow Fiend, he would be doing the taunt command over and over again, but he need to play it a little bit more normal this time around. The dual offlane's been able to work relatively well so far. I mean, you can't really ask for a whole lot more, except if they would have potentially been able to take out the Anti-Mage. But the fact of the matter is that, like I was saying, the Anti-Mage hasn't died yet. He's 15 last hits, 1 deny. So while you have been able to win a lot in terms of being able to deal harassment to the supports on this team, the Anti-Mage has still been finding his farm. Well, the Nature's Prophet after the Blade Fury over here and the stuns coming out is just going to be able to teleport away from this one. Waiting for another option here to dole a little bit more damage to this Queen of Pain. Always a little bit scary to be running up into him like this. Oh, a little bit of a pause coming out. No big deal at all. Got to make sure that all of your settings are oh my God. One of these days, at some point in time, I'll look back on this moment and laugh. But for now, only tears inside my soul. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Goodness gracious. Yep. So let's try and take a look at this setup again and see how it's going. The Anti-Mage is going to move on over, try and see if he can catch somebody. Net goes down on top of the Lina. Stun is going to come out onto the Anti-Mage yet again, but he's going to be fine. Does look like they might be able to find nice shards there to keep a little bit of separation between the Lina and the rest of the heroes chasing after him. Oh, once again, the 2-minute delay, you guys are letting me know in chat right now, but won't be able to see it there until after the pause. Sorry again. Oh my goodness gracious. So Tavo, level 4 now. Let's take a look at the levels relative to where everything is. Wind Ranger is level 5, been able to do pretty well there in lane against the Queen of Pain. Anti-Mage, meanwhile, level 4 as well. The trades have been pretty good. The Invis up as well now on this Naga Siren. Should be pretty good. She doesn't really have a whole heck of a lot, though. Right. Queen of Pain, Null Tally, as well as the bottle and a wand. relatively the same. They are going to be able to catch her out here. The ensnare could come out if they're able to hit first a power shot followed up by a shackle. This could be huge. They wanted to go for that bottle right there, but isn't going to be able to make it happen. All right, Nature's Prophet level 4. Completely fine. All right. Now jumping again after this one. Are going to be able to lay down the stun after the Arctic Burn. Looks like Lina's going to take a little bit more damage with the TP in from the Nature's Prophet. They end up canceling it. Thought about going for it, but they don't need it. He's just going to be able to stay on up there. And maybe a turnaround here as well by the Anti-Mage on top of that Tusk, but no, don't really have an option to be able to get that one. This is just going to be a 350 gold swing into their favor, as well as 164 EXP. Off to a pretty good start now. Unknown after the early 2 kills. They do end up losing 1 in that Lina over in the jungle, but it should be fine. Alright. Bottom lane wrapping around. Do we have Winter Wyvern being able to find another kill here by the Tusk? There's going to be a catch. This is 4 heroes now in the area with the Nature's Prophet TP, and Sprout should be enough to secure the kill on top of this Tusk. I don't think that, yeah, he's definitely dead there, but might be able to potentially get a consolation kill. There is going to be the Cold Embrace. Not going to be able to get this kill, but is going to get one more right click. Lina going to be able to make that happen. Nicely done. All right, mid lane yet again. Wind Ranger is kind of pinned out. Are they actually going to be able to get this one yet again? The Treants are out there. The body blocks abound. One more right click is going to do it. Nature's Prophet making his presence felt all the way across this map. And this is with power. You get these 2 levels in the teleportation. You're going to be able to move significantly more often. 400 gold swing as well as 2500 EXP. Top lane, this is going to leave open a little bit longer for the Juggernaut to push on down this tower. And against this type of lineup, this is something you need to be very, very wary of. So the Wind Ranger now does have level 6. Focus Fire is up. If the Queen of Pain starts to rotate, you're going to be in a situation where the Wind Ranger is going to be able to continue to push on out the lane with the power shot and then Focus Fire down the mid tier 1 tower. Oh, Queen of Pain still sticking around. Looks like Wind Ranger is going to be content to jungle instead. And I guess with the Illusion Rune, it makes sense. Alright, a rotation now back into the top lane. Winter Wyvern's coming on up. Wants to be able to create a little bit of extra movement here. So I think this is a pretty smart move by the Radiant. Oh, Juggernaut taking a little bit more harassment is going to have to Blade Fury away. And the bongos are going to go out as well. So the reason that I was going to say this and the point that I'm trying to make here about the top lane is now whenever the Nature's Prophet ends up moving out to try and make something happen in this bottom lane via rotation with his teleport, the Winter Wyvern might be able to sit up there and soak up a little bit more EXP. Wind Ranger, meanwhile, able to kill the Queen of Pain from afar. Very nicely done there, just getting a little bit too far forward, and the blink back did happen, but nice little play there with the sniper emote as well. This is going to be a, what is that? 700 gold swing back into the favor. That's a huge kill, being able to get the solo kill on the enemy mid laner. Forcing away the Nature's Prophet yet again in this top lane. Just applying so much pressure right now, and this is what we were talking about in the draft. The turnaround after the heal back up, there's going to be another couple of Treants getting expended. Oh god, the body blocks are so good by this Treant Protector, and with the final power shot, that's going to be enough to get the kill onto the Witch Doctor, freeing up a little bit more room in this bottom lane now because of all the rotations that had come with the movement in the top lane. Fight recap. Nice little 300, 400 gold swing and 250 EXP as well. Alright, level 7 on the Anti-Mage. paiN Gaming still ahead, but I think the big thing here that you've got to keep in mind, as I mentioned, this lineup out of Unknown really wants to be more aggressive early, and since those first 2 kills haven't really been able to find it and make it happen. Oh, shackle onto 2 heroes as well. There's the power shot. Blade Fury keeping him alive a little bit longer. The Nature's Prophet ulti does come out. Do they have enough to be able to catch him? Oh, waiting for the snipe to come on out. Is going to Omni Slash on top of the Nature's Prophet. There's the Sprout to keep him alive, and the power shot finish him off. Lina does take the kill on top of the Nature's Prophet with the Dragon Slave, but with no more mana, it's looking like this might end up being another dead Lina. One more right click is going to be enough, and that's a double kill now. I don't think that she can kill this Witch Doctor. With the cask already used up there, they're going to be able to get out with the TP. Bottom lane continuing to ask a little bit more issues. Apparently there are a few things going on, but don't worry, no everybody this time. We're perfectly fine. Is all good. All right. The haste rune up. This is actually a bit of a problem right now, but with no more mana, it should be okay. Potentially, Walrus Punch down. Can he actually make this happen? There's the blink away. It was scary for a second. Honestly, anytime any of those heroes get a haste rune, it just becomes very, very scary for this hero who relies upon a blink and creating that separation naturally via that skill, because you can, haste faster than the blink is, particularly at level 1 with the 12-second cooldown that you have on it. So Unknown comfortable, but well, probably not super comfortable actually. I think they need to be a little bit more. It's tough. They need to be more aggressive, but they really need to be able to get another couple of levels up on this Juggernaut before they can make stuff happen. The Phase Boot's already up, the Blade Fury being maxed. They're almost there to be able to start to team fight, but I think that they need a little bit something more before they're really able to do it. Maybe, who's going to be picking up a mechanism on this squad? Are we going to be seeing like the... I guess it's going to be an Urn for the sustain. Maybe with the Healing Warden, if they get more levels up in that, they don't need it necessarily. But it's a tough one because you want to be able to have that sustain in your push, because otherwise you're just kind of stuck there without being able to do anything. Do have that bottle up on the tusks. That's going to help out with him a little bit. But all across the board, it's just looking like paiN has been able to do what they've wanted to do. The skill build is going to be a little bit funky. Normally when you see the Winter Wyvern pick, you end up going for more points when you're trying to keep them off of your towers, more points in the Splinter Blast, because by level 7 you're going to be able to consistently push out waves very, very effectively. Mid lane yet again. It goes on up to a 340 damage nukes, which one-shots range creeps. Really, really effective. And with the Soul Ring as well, you're just going to be able to spam that out consistently. All right, here comes the gank potentially. Light Strike Array does end up hitting now. Dragon Slave maybe to follow? No. Does have Laguna Blade on up. The Walrus Punch is going to hit on top of the the Naga Siren. This is going to be a Dead Nature's Prophet bottom lane. More damage coming out. They're going to be able to get out of there with the Walrus Punch, and it looks like Juggernaut very close to getting the kill, but isn't going to be able to get it. Alright, Anti-Mage yet again. Fight recap at the end of the day. Is a Nature's Prophet dead for nothing? So 600 gold swing. It's what Unknown needs, but they need a little bit more before it's really going to be a comfortable position. There's the Walrus Punch down yet again. Laguna Blade expended is going to be able to make his way out of there. 28 HP. Huge turnaround, the fact that he was able to live through that, and maybe they can potentially find a little bit more. Sprout down on top of the Lina. Light Strike Array to break the cheese is going to stun as well on that Naga. The Ensnare is there, though. Is it going to be enough? That's the big question. One more after that one? No. Lina gets away as well. Going to shackle onto the Queen of paiN, but that's just going to keep him back for a little bit longer. Oh, God. Sprout on top of her now. No blink for another couple of seconds. She's in trouble. That's going to be a kill. Wind Ranger gets that one. So another kill of the Wind Ranger on top of that Queen of paiN. And at the end of that long stage of engagements that started with the snowball into the Light Strike Array, into the Laguna Blade, the only person that ends up dying is the Queen of paiN, who came in at the very end. Take a look. An XD, he just walks away. 700 gold swing into their favor at that one. Net worth as well. 2k into the lead. No. And I think a large part of that is by virtue of this Juggernaut consistently pushing out this lane here. Does look like he's going to be going for that Battle Fury first, interestingly. Kind of a dynamic build here. It's going to mean that he's going to be able to scale a little bit better into the late game, probably because he's going to get items more quickly. I'm imagining that that's what he's going for. I can't really imagine what else it would be. It's not something that you often see, though. Thought about going in on it. Isn't going to end up happening this time. Doctor with level 7 just gets spotted out by the treant. So frustrating when that happens. You think you're so sneaky as a little witch doctor walking on into the jungle and nobody's going to be able to find you, and then immediately treant ends up finding you there. Omni Slash is up, only level 1. He doesn't want to use it now and burn it on a lot of those treants. There's a shackle in the mid lane. Unknown isn't going to get hit. That's a kill. Nature's Prophet ulti coming out last second to get enough to finish him off. I don't think they get that kill without that Nature's Prophet ulti. Very nicely done. So paiN still starting to sort of rally around this really good play of the Wind Ranger, as well as the great rotations from this Nature's Prophet. Consistently have been able to make their presence felt mid-game yet again. This is going to end up hitting. Laguna Blade used on the Wind Ranger. Is she honestly going to be able to survive this? No. Lina does end up getting that kill in the end. Maybe going to be able to take it back to their favor. The Tusk gets ensnared. Lina's going to toss out another nuke. Is going to get mana voided down, though, and that's a kill. A little bit more damage coming out from that Splinter Blast yet again. There's another Sprout. Sprouted up his teammate, because why not? Oh, jeez. That's a little bit dangerous right there, honestly. 400 gold swing with losing 2 heroes. The Wind Ranger for the Tusk. I feel like that's worth it for Unknown every time. So back and forth we go. Neither team really snowballing off to a lead. You get the feeling that with the next big item that somebody picks up, potentially this Orchid on the Queen of paiN, it's going to make all the difference in the world in terms of who survives longer. But again, the later this game goes, I feel a little bit better about paiN's ability to keep the rat game going. Of course, at the end, it all revolves back down to the execution. So if you don't execute effectively, did she honestly just get that kill? Naga Siren was scared. Nicely done, able to get that one. And what are these emotes coming out from this guy? He's just got no fear. He's just very happily gonna talk crap to whoever ends up coming up in front of him. It's good though, you know, he throws out the XD when he ends up getting taken out as well. It's all good in the hood. Wind Ranger is going to keep on building towards that Aghanim Scepter here. Only about 1,700 gold away from finishing that one off roughly. Doesn't want to get caught by this Tusk though. They wouldn't run a natural way to be able to get away from him, but still, if you have any type of fear from somebody sitting behind, it's pretty scary. So 15-minute Battle Fury is going to be the item for this jug. 7,500 net worth, top in terms of it, and again in terms of teams, we're sitting at right around 3,000, right around 2,000 EXP as well. Wards are being spotted all around, so Dire realize what's going on, as do the Radiant, but neither of them realize that the wards are there. And now the Naga Siren starts to be able to try and take control of this map a little bit by sending out her illusions and potentially maybe rip-tiding a little bit later to keep them off of their towers. I mean, the other key thing here as well is that, like, I kind of feel like if you're going to try and get into a farming war with the anti-mage, I just don't know if that's a great idea. Like, he is building towards his Battle Fury as well, and once he starts getting it, his farming rate is going to be so much faster than this Juggernaut's. Like, it's a little bit better if you know you're not going to be able to, like, take the team fight super early and take the towers super early. This lineup right now, the way that they've been playing, but at the same time, if you're going to do that, I don't know. It just feels like you're fighting a losing battle to some extent. Whew! Just barely getting out of there. So they're going to be trading towers now. Top lane, Queen of paiN is going to keep on clearing on out these creep waves while the mid lane gets pushed on in as well by the anti-mage. They're going to jump forward, catch onto the Lina. There's the Sprout coming out as well. Light Strike ready to break the trees. Do they have enough to burn her down, though? A couple of TPs in from behind. Winter Wyvern might be in trouble now. I think that you get away on these other heroes. No, Tavo is going to end up getting killed, I do believe. Witch Doctor ulti coming out now on top of the Winter Wyvern as well. That's going to be 2 kills. The end of the day, was it worth it for the Lina? I feel like probably not. Although, yeah, no, definitely not. Based upon what you're seeing here, 500 gold roughly going the way of the Witch Doctor. But Juggernaut's going to be able to take on out their jungle as well. So, Unknown, coming back into it, it just does feel a bit like their battle that they're fighting is a losing one. Maybe not, though. It's all going to come down to how well this anti-mage is able to farm. If he's able to take the farm away that, like, if he's able to take away the enemy jungle, or if he's able to even take away his own jungle, I think that he'd get through that a lot quicker than this Juggernaut will. We do have now triple stacks up on these Ancients in just a second. It does look like the Jug is going to be going for a Yasha as well. Probably into that Sanjin Yasha Scotty that we've been seeing so often. Well, the Midas up on the Treant Protector, or the Nature's Prophet. I feel like we all know what this build is going to end up being. There's the Blink forward. Do end up catching the Shadow Strike as well. Need to just save a hold of his teleport at this point in time and back on out yet again. Wind Ranger getting dangerously close to that Aghanim Scepter. When that starts happening, team fights can actually be taken a little bit more effectively, or at the very least pickoffs. We're not maxed out Blade Fury, as well as 2 points in that Blade Dance, 2 points in the Omni Slash, 1 value point in that Healing Ward. Oh, the Treant Protect. Oh, just Prophet waiting for the ulti to get popped out. Does end up popping the stick charges to keep him alive. Is in a little bit of trouble. Sprout does come out as well as the ulti. That's going to be a kill. Not there quick enough with the Cold Embrace, unfortunately. But at the same time, you're trading your offlaner for your mid laner, so you lose the Quap for this Nature's Prophet, and everybody else in the AoE range for the gold and the experience. Unknown, casually talking a little bit of smack talk to himself as well. Always good to have that happen. All right, let's see. Juggernaut, Battle Fury, Yasha. Ready to battle, maybe? Question mark. Not exactly sure. Omni Slash is going to be pretty important in these fights as well, and depending upon how much group up we get, it could be very, very scary. Does end up spotting out that ward was placed, I believe. They should know about that one. But now Jug needs to be a little bit careful. If he gets caught out in the midst of all of this, it could be a whole lot of damage, and I think that they do actually kill him. They're not careful. But not wanting to go for it at this point in time. paiN Gaming just playing it safe, playing it cool, calm, and collected. Blink Dagger up on the Tusk. Meanwhile, the Nature's Prophet just continuing to do Nature's Prophet thing, keep the lane pushed out, as well as hold on to that ultimate whenever it is necessary. Lane continuing to build on into his next item depending upon what he wants to go for. Witch Doctor is going straight into an Aghanim Scepter after taking out that urn. So did stop by for a little mini item along the way, but bad to be going for this. This might be a little bit dangerous right now. Lina is separated from the herd. Could go down. Do they have the Sprout to be able to catch it? Cancels the Light Strike Array. Yeah, this is going to be a very dead Lina. Nobody here in time. Blunt Forward actually maybe going to be able to get this. The Walrus Punch comes out as well as the Laguna Blade. That's going to be a dead Winter Wyvern. Is able to get away from it for a second, but the Naga Siren still falls. Witch Doctor ulti down as well, going to hit. This is a dead Tria Protector, and just like that, Unknown take 3 for nothing. Huge kills across the board. Orchid down on top of the Wind Ranger, needs to run away if at all possible. That's the shards coming down, as is another snowball coming out. That's a jump in. Anti-Mage ends up taking down the Lina, and now chasing after this Witch Doctor. Should be able to find it. Buybacks from 2 of them. The Nature's Prophet and the Naga Siren are coming back in. It looks like they're going to be able to take on down this Tusk. So what looked to be a great exchange, I still think that's worth it for Unknown. You got 2 buybacks there on a couple of really core, well, the Naga Siren not as core, but 1,000 gold lead into the favor of paiN at the end of those buybacks. I don't know, it still stemmies your item progression so much. I guess with the Midas up on the Nature's Prophet, it kind of makes it worth it, and now if they're able to take some objectives, it would definitely make it worth it. Juggernaut is going to be content to take on out this tower and probably just spin away to get out of there. So trading a tier 1 for a tier 2, meh. Let's take a look at the net worth, see what the current situation is. 7,500 lead into the favor of Unknown, as well as shooting back down towards 5k net worth EXP lead. The big thing is they've been able to consistently take the Anti-Mage's jungle. Like, he's been able to find his farm, but it hasn't been as much as you would really hope. He's catching back up very quickly to this Juggernaut, but I don't know. The more and more this goes on, it's starting to feel like paiN are going to really start taking a commanding lead, which would be a huge turnaround. Like, I felt like this game was very much favored into Unknown's territory, but the Aegis certainly helps. Poor man's shield down on the ground. Juggernaut has the Aegis now. Tusk is kind of bold right now, just running on up. A little bit more lag issues. Sorry about this one, but it does occasionally happen. Alright. What else do we have here? Winter Wyvern with the Soul Ring, Anti-Mage, the Battle Fury, as well as the Yasha. So relatively even in terms of the items they've been able to pick up. I guess the Aquila on both of them as well. Yeah, they're really even. I mean, 500 gold separating them. Very, very even. Soul Ring up on the Winter Wyvern. Does have enough. I'm imagining that now at this point in time as a Winter Wyvern, you're just going to start building on into a Blink Dagger. Being able to find that initiation is so key for this lineup. Wind Ranger, having already gone for the Aghanim Scepter, might go back for the Blink, but could just go straight for the damage item as well. It's kind of tough to tell what they're going to opt for. Nature's Prophet. Still farming on up. As I said, it definitely hurt his item progression a lot. The fact that he wasn't able to he had to buy back in that last fight. Lina now going to be working on the Aghanim Scepter on the Queen of paiN. We have, oh god, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, Queen of paiN. Why do you do these things? He honestly, I don't know about this one. This is a little bit crazy. I don't know. Like, he's had some questionable item decisions in this game, but this one kind of takes the cake in terms of the ultimate of item decisions. So the Blink Dagger up on Tusk. Queen of paiN wants to be cool as well, so she picks up a Blink Dagger. Meanwhile, she's going to be able to initiate from far away. You can't deny that. Juggernaut with the Battle Fury, as well as the Sanjin Yasha. Witch Doctor as well, getting dangerously close to his Aghanim Scepter. This is a smoke on up for 3 of them. Looks like they want to potentially catch on out somebody who comes and contests this bottom lane. just blinking to the side and then blinking forward yet again. They're ready to go for high ground here, apparently. They're comfortable with it. Oh, man. I can't believe it. Alright, pushing on down the tier 3 tower. Nobody home to defend this. Where are you guys at? TPs are coming back in, but the Wind Ranger doesn't actually have one. Oh, she's back here already. Yeah, so this is fine. They're going to be able to take this tower, though, in just a second. And honestly, I guess leaving it to get denied, that's just one more hit. Go hit it. Go hit the tower. Okay, thank you. Jeez. Queen of paiN. What is going on in this game, honestly? I have no freaking idea. Several of them caught with the Riptide as well, so that's going to lower their armor. So at the end of the day, nobody gets traded there. They're just going to leave it be and push on out the top lane while the tier 3 tower ends up going down. Honestly, stuff is ridiculous. 7,500 net worth, EXP, looking like it's about 6,000. Oh man, this selection has been quite interesting to say the least. So Juggernaut still with the Aegis, couple going with it. We've got the medallion up. Maybe Tusk ends up getting a solar crest, or maybe he buys another blink dagger. I'm not exactly sure what the item build is there. Queen of paiN as well, 2,400 gold. I mean, in terms of, I guess, more maneuverability, it's so hard to like fathom what they're thinking. I guess they're just very comfortable in the game and the current situation. And there's the Orchid on top of the anti-mage. He thinks he's going to be able to get away. Little does he know, God, you got double blink daggers and you don't use it to chase the AM. I guess this probably would have been a bad move anyways. They're going to go back in for another round on top of the bottom racks here. Oh, jeez. All right. Tower getting pushed. Nature's Prophet is up in the top lane. Dev has the ulti back up. That's going to be a shackle immediately catching on top of him. More right clicks coming down on top of this barracks, and it doesn't look like they're really ready to contest this. A lot of damage from this Wind Ranger. Just the phase boots and the Aghanim Scepter is enough to really make it happen. He does still have Omni Slash up as well as the Aegis Moonshard up on the Juggernaut. He's going to be hitting like a truck. Oh god, the song! It's going to keep him alive through the Omni Slash. Huge play right there. We do end up seeing the tier 2 tower drop at the top lane. Meanwhile, the barracks dropping over here in the bot lane. So is it going to be enough? Meanwhile, in the mid lane as well, they're going to chase after this Tusk. Anti-Mage is here as well. They're taking it on out. If they're able to really apply a lot of pressure and cancel TPs here, this could be very devastating. No, TPs are still going to be coming on back, and it looks like Anti-Mage as well as the Nature's Prophet are going to have to back on out now. So they lose a bottom racks, but they do get a good amount of rad in. The rest of the other top tier 2 towers are now done for Unknown, as is the mid tier 2 tower. So just the bottom lane is exposed. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to really push that at any time soon for paiN Gaming either. Oh, he just blinked on into this. This could be huge. Light Tech Ray comes down. Moonshard, so much damage coming out. Is he going to be able to catch him? No, not quite. They need another jump. Where's your blink daggers, Quap? We need you. He's going to be able to make his way out of here, though, it looks like. Fortunately, there is going to be a solar crest up on the Tusk as well. Can lay that down on pretty much whoever he wants. No BKBs at this point in time in this game. I don't know if we're going to be seeing them based upon what these matches are. It's so clowny. Aghanim Scepter is up on the Witch Doctor as well. On the Winter Wyvern, Glimmer Cape jumping forward. He's going to be able to catch onto this Queen of paiN, but the Invis Rune might have to turn this one back around yet again. Does end up getting the Orchid down on top of her. Should know what's going down. The Nature's Prophet. There's the blink away, though. They weren't expecting the double blink. She makes her way out of there. Oh, God, the power shot. It was close. They wanted it. Tavo should know now. Where's the Sprout? He doesn't know about the double blink, or maybe he does. This is the point where you would love to be able to have a ward right on up here in this area.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
All right. Now... yeah, we do see a little bit of a ping out onto that Queen of paiN blink dagger. No big deal at all. Mage now getting chased down yet again. I don't know if they have enough to kill him here. Maybe the Light Strike Ray they do. No, nicely done there to be able to get out of there. Dagger now picked up on the Juggernaut as well. So Blink and the Omni Slash could come out at any given point in time. Battle Fury as well as a Moonshard mid lane. You end up getting caught yet again. This is going to be a Winter's Curse to interrupt the ulti coming on out. Nature's Prophet going to be enough to kill him off in conjunction with the Winter Wyvern and the Naga Siren. Turnaround Tavo taking a lot of damage. Is going to get hit by the Dragon Slug as well, but the Moonshard not going to be able to be there. The Glimmer Cape was trying to save him. Tusk coming in for too much damage. Thought that Juggernaut might be coming in for a second, but he's still up at the top lane. They do take out the Nature's Prophet in exchange for that Witch Doctor, right around 10k in between there and 7k EXP and net worth. Omni Slash is back up again if they want to use it. And he can now blink initiate with Omni Slash. What are you doing? Oh god, I just face palmed. Queen of paiN. Alright. Whatever. I don't even know about this game anymore. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. You know what the big problem is that Lena doesn't have one, so Quap wanted to buy one for her to give it to her. So I have no idea what's going on in this game, guys. I'm just going to be comfortable to say that consistently we're going to find pickoffs. Lena ends up getting taken out there as well by the Quap. I'm trying to follow the action, but this is just some ridiculous Dota. I'm a little bit... Oh god, and now you've also got this coming on out. Alright, Aghanim Scepter up on the Nature's Prophet a little bit later than you might have wanted, but considering he had to buy back in that other fight, like, they've been able to do what they've needed to do on the Radiant squad here. paiN Gaming have been able to find the key counterplays when they've needed them. They've been able to keep them off of their towers. Tier 2s are still standing despite the fact that they lost a lane of racks down in the bot. So all in all, they're pretty okay, I feel like, at this point in time. It does look like Unknown now want to be able to apply a little bit more pressure. They're going to be able to at least probably take down this tier 2 tower with Roshan not back up again for another couple of minutes. It'd be a little bit risky. We do drop down another ward over here. They do spot it out by the Witch Doctor. It's like just a couple more minutes up before Rosh is going to be here. Let's see exactly how long it is. 1:30, so kind of middle of the lane as far as Rosh timer goes. Top lane, Anti-Mage is going to end up being able to get out of there, though. No stuns to be able to break away from that one. And now you're running into this situation where you're going to have to deal with consistently people applying a lot of pressure to your barracks. Like, we talked about it before that the bottom barracks was completely and totally done, but there was still the tier 1 and the tier 2 towers. And in the past 10 minutes, basically all that we've seen is Unknown chase from person to person, trying to find a pickoff, not being able to get it, and then after the fact, the tier 1 and the tier 2 towers have been gone. Like, no other objectives have been taken by Unknown so far. I don't know. This is really weird. Not something that you often see at this level of play, but this is going to be what we're going to have in Blink Daggers being used as well. The Moonshard Battle Fury build is kind of interesting for the Juggernaut as well. Somebody with already great BAT, you know, he's able to get that really super quick auto attack speed up, and does look like they're going to go on in and try and take Rosh as soon as they get a chance to. It does become a little bit scary to try and really fight on into this lineup of paiNs when you don't have the Aegis, but at the same time, like, that does happen. If you do end up trying to, like, you can at least take the tier 2 towers, I feel like. Maybe not against this lineup, like trying to defend all of them against the Nature's Prophet as well as the Anti-Mage is very difficult. And AM is starting to get big now. Like, he's got Abyssal as well as Manta. He can pretty much solo anybody if they get caught out. Tusk, plate mail now, as well as the Blink Dagger Solar Crest. On the Juggernaut, soon to be Boots of Travel, so 2 boots, always the best. Witch Doctor Aghanim Scepter. They're going for Roshan now, and Queen of paiN just able to move all around this map. It's going to be perfectly fine. Alright, AM knows what's going on. He is going to blink forward. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage onto this Lena. This might be a little bit too far forward, though. Snowball on top of him. He's going to end up getting taken out, but there's the song to keep him alive. So AM did end up falling throughout all of that. Juggernaut killed him off. We do also see that the Omni was used. He's going to be able to chase a little bit further here. Now, everybody making their way out of here. The Winter Wyvern is already dead, though, and it's just like that how quickly these teams end up going down. The Orchid down on top of the Naga Siren. Looks like he's probably going to fall here as well. Another couple of right clicks. Unknown has been very, very confident this game. This is a 1300 gold swing now. Bottom lane again as well. We're going to find the Winter Wyvern, or the Wind Ranger caught out rather. And Tusk is chasing after yet again. Does end up connecting onto those shards. A couple more right clicks should be enough. Nice shackle. It's been the Juggernaut and the Queen of paiN under control, but is it going to be enough? No. The Tusk is alive. Now up in the top lane, they do have the Nature's Prophet trying to rat out, but they might end up catching him as well. Oh god, say it ain't so. Light Strike Array doesn't end up connecting. He's going to end up being able to get out of there, it looks like, though. No cask for another 5 seconds. But at the same time, Queen of paiN now pushing on in, ready to make his presence felt. into this base of the Radiant. They need to be able to take some more objectives here. Like, you get a type of win like that, you can't just sort of hold off continuously against the Rat DotA. Eventually, it's going to become too much. So I imagine now with this Aegis up on the Juggernaut, they're going to be comfortable pushing on in towards the mid tower or going in towards tier 2 top. Either one of them. Really great ward vision here as well as treant vision by the Radiant. They see everything that's going on, and decent vision as well by the Dire, but kind of interesting. Well, apparently Blink Dagger is the new build to go on Queen of paiN. Orchid double blink. Tavo TPing out again. Doesn't want to end up getting caught out over here. He's going to push on out this bottom lane. Wants to be able to make sure that all lanes are pushing consistently. And Unknown don't have great heroes to clear waves super well, because if you do end up TPing somebody away to another lane, you're going to end up running into a situation where all of a sudden you're not fighting as 5 anymore. And against heroes that are relatively mobile, like the Anti-Mage and like the Nature's Prophet, they're going to be able to move a lot more quickly than you are. So here's the jump forward by the Juggernaut, making sure that this creep wave is cut. He's on back as well by the Winter Wyvern. And immediately you see these other lanes just getting cut and pushed on in. It does look like with this creep wave, they're going to be able to take this tier 3 tower here. The big question I'm going to have, nice shackle, are they going to be able to actually make anything else happen on the other barracks at the same time? Nature's Prophet is pushing on in the mid lane. Meanwhile, off to the side here, we are seeing more damage onto the tower, as well as a jump back, trying to create a little bit of separation now. No big ultis committed to this fight quite yet, and Snare is down, keeping Juggernaut in place. There's the jump forward by the Queen of paiN. She's going to be able to consistently move wherever she wants to in these fights, and that's one nice part of the high ground. There's the jump forward. Omni Slash ends up connecting onto several different heroes there. The Winter Wyvern already dead, does buy back into the game. Cold Embrace keeping alive that Naga Siren. There's the jump forward. Shackle does end up connecting. There's the power shot as well. This is going to be enough to kill the Juggernaut, I believe. No, he actually gets out. No, okay, never mind. That's the Aegis down. Maybe on the mid lane, continuing to rat him on out is going to be this Anti-Mage as well as the Nature's Prophet. This is a very tough situation. Naga Siren not going to allow anybody to be able to get out of here. Buyback by the Lina, waiting for the possibility to reinitiate. Yet again, we're seeing the rat come out though. Already 2 barracks down. Are they actually going to be able to do this? paiN are turning this back around here. And all right, there's the TPs on back. So they did end up getting 2 melee barracks as well as 1 ranged barracks. They do lose the Nature's Prophet for it. Fight recap wise, we're taking a look at 1,000 gold lead. But the big thing and the key point to consider here is that they're still being ratted. Do we have any buyback at this point in time by the Nature's Prophet? Yes, we do. So if they end up going in again, at this point in time, you don't have TPs up on the... He'll have TP back up, the Juggernaut will. They do also have a glyph, but they really don't want to use it for this. Anti-Mage is going to keep this lane pushed out and going to be back in time for the fight as well if they really need him to be. 4 heroes up, no Queen of... no Nature's Prophet. There's the jump forward. Shackle immediate connect onto the Juggernaut. If they're able to kill him now, this would be really huge. Buyback into the game by the Nature's Prophet. His ulti comes out as well. They're going to be able to take him on down. The Witch Doctor is going to be able to dole out a ton of damage with his ulti, though. Finally does connect, but only after the Winter Wyvern did die. Now a jump forward again. Going to be able to take on out this Lina. It does look like over and over. It's looking like Unknown might be crumbling a little bit. Is this the turnaround that paiN needed? What are the buyback statuses looking like? Another kill up in the top lane. Maybe the Naga Siren? Okay, so the Naga Siren died again, I guess. Alright, fight recap. Let's delve into this. paiN definitely come out the winners. The buyback by the Juggernaut is going to mean that they can't really push super effectively right now, but it's also going to slow down his item progression. He has Basher right now. At this point, he probably could have almost had Abyssal. Does also have that DD rune, though, which is a very, very dangerous combination to be having with this hero. It's like they're going to content to just farm out a little bit more. What's Naga Siren's farm looking like right now? She does have the gem, so going to be able to take back over the vision of the rest of this map. I can't believe that paiN turned this one back around. Like, you take a look at net worth, it was hugely into the favor of Unknown. Only 10k isn't really enough anymore. Octarine is now picked up on the Nature's Prophet. Got a Butterfly up on this Anti-Mage as well. Sheepstick is up on the Queen of paiN, but she had to sell one of her Blink Daggers to do it. All of a sudden, the Blink Dagger not looking as good anymore. Oh, might they have stretched themselves a little bit too far? I'm not exactly sure, because now you've got this situation where it's going to be so hard to push. You've got this cooldown consistently there. You're just going to be able to TP around the map. 15-second TP anywhere on the map, as well as on top of that, the Wrath of Nature are going to be able to create treants everywhere for 45 seconds. It's just disgusting the amount of push that they're going to have. This is that lineup where all of a sudden you literally can't move your base. It's the tree cutting simulator 2015. All right, here come the more treants. Just look at the wave. You want to play like Ride of the Valkyries? Dun 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 dun. This is going on. Oh God, it's really disheartening to end up losing this way too if this is what's going to happen. I don't know if they can push against this. Like, you take a look at their lineup, they've got the Battle Fury already up on the Juggernaut, that's great. Lena's going to be able to clear out the creep waves with the Dragon Slave as well, but these other heroes, what do you do? Like, Quap doesn't have Aghanim Scepter at this point. Jump forward is going to be able to take him out. Oh, Snowball save last second, as well as the Blink Away. That's going to be enough to keep him alive, but now catching with the Song yet again. This is where things get a little bit scary. Feels like whoever wins this one could end up winning the next game. Not a great Winter's Curse. I think they back out this way. The only way that paiN really end up going way far behind at this point, I think. Like, I think that they've crossed the threshold now where they're almost, to a certain extent, unpushable. The only way that I really see them losing this one is if they lose everybody in one big team fight without buyback. There's no point for them to wait until after buybacks are back up for all of them. And as soon as that happens, then you're going to be, God, I can't believe that they actually, like, they were in, even with the double blink daggers on the Queen of paiN, they were in such a commanding position. Like, they were so ready to be able to take back over that game and just push it on in. 2 barracks down. Oh, God, jeez. Oh, man. I really don't know if they're going to be able to make this happen here. Naga Siren with the Guardian Greaves. Because the other thing here as well is that potentially if you start prioritizing a little bit more farm onto your Naga Siren, you're going to get into a situation where you can get a Radiance on her, and then you're dealing Nature's Prophet Octarine with Radiance up on the Naga Siren as well. Aghanim Scepter on Nature's Prophet. Like, it's just so devastating. Uh-oh. Oh, don't worry, Winter Wyvern. We'll wait for you. Ain't no thing. Can't believe it. Just ridiculous. Let's see, another Glimmer Cape Soul Ring up on the Winter Wyvern. The Wind Ranger, Blink Dagger, has the Chrysalis as well, building on into that data list. Does have enough for it now, but wants to be able to save up for that buyback, as I mentioned. And while the Anti-Mage as well. Does have the Abyssal, already been used relatively recently, as is the Manta style. Butterfly as well. What else do we have here? Probably the next item for Nature's Prophet. You would think something like Necronomicon, but I kind of feel like it's more worth it potentially to find pick-offy items. So going for something maybe like a Sheep Stick next, or a Blink Dagger, so that way he doesn't necessarily get caught. Because clearly we haven't had enough Blink Daggers in this game, and we need more. What else do we have here? Lena, Drums, Aghanim Scepter. Quap. I wonder when he sells the Blink. Jeez. I don't know. 1,100 left over there. Meanwhile, the Tusk, Lotus Orb, that's huge. Does have the Sange now, as well as a Blink Dagger in his own right, and that Solar Crest we've been talking about. The Lotus Orb can play a really big role here also. You know, if you end up getting it off before the Abyssal comes out, or before something like the Winter's Curse come out, it's completely and totally game-changing. They should know about this at this point as well, so being able to be aware and deal with it. Basharon up as well, as the Boots of Travel, Blink Dagger, Battle Fury, and Sanjin Yasha has already consumed that Moon Shard. I kind of would have liked to potentially see the Scotty on him as well, but I think that the attack speed definitely helps if he knew he was going to have to keep these lanes pushed on out. It's great to be able to deal more damage and be more tanky, but dying hasn't really been the Juggernaut's problem all that often. Witch Doctor as well, now that he has his Glimmer Cape and his Aghanim Scepter up, he should be pretty solid. Anyways. Oh, these stay in game. It's been ridiculous. Absolutely craziness. Oh, the other most important thing about the Octarine Core that I haven't mentioned, Midas cooldown 75 seconds. This is those points in the games where you end up seeing the Nature's Prophet start like 20k net worth or something ridiculous like that. can't believe that this game ended up coming from a Queen of paiN buying 2 blink daggers to them almost winning with that. Like, I was gonna be somewhat like sick feeling, you know, that feeling where you get all clammy all over, if the Queen of paiN honestly would have been able to just sort of win with the 2 blink daggers in the inventory. I'm fine if she wins now that she has a sheep stick traded out with it, but we'll see. Anyways, ridiculous game. Absolutely ridiculous game. We're back on into it. Cabo comfortable with where he's at. That's the jump forward. Are going to be able to catch onto the anti-mage. Omni Slash coming out immediately. And the Walrus Punch as well is going to be enough to get that kill. So no one picking him off. Nice little start to this one. Definitely a great start. Like, being able to find that kill almost instantaneously. The blink was used to the quap. Let's take a look at the net worth yet again. So falling back a little bit more. Again, though, like, how do you push out against this? Right now, you're going to be having the Juggernaut trying to push out top lane. All of these treants are going to be streaming on in. He's going to be able to clear them relatively quickly, but again, you got Wind Ranger in the bottom lane. So across the board, like, they can't commit too many heroes to this. And now imagine you've got the ability to come on in. Yeah, like, again, you're going to just be sending on in this one treant over here to do a lot of damage to the barracks. Jumping on over here, he spots out where all of the enemy heroes are. He moves on to the side, can pop out Wrath of Nature in just a second, but the main thing is just going to be able to spawn those treants and send them on into the enemy base. So can they take this high ground with just what they have? This is the moment where they really need to make it work. Because if they don't take mega creeps right now, I think that they basically are going to lose the game. The question is, can they hold against this? Lotus Orb is down, the Anti-Mage still dead, no buyback for a couple more minutes. Does toss back the Splinter Blast yet again. Unknown is here. They might actually be able to take this one. There's the jump forward, focus fire, so much damage coming out from that Wind Ranger. The Abyssal Blade does come out though. That's going to be enough to stun on up the Wind Ranger, creating a little bit more separation now. Going to run away with that battle for the Blade Fury. Now as well, just gonna back on out. The Nature's Prophet is pushing on out this bottom lane, and this is the problem. Diving a little bit too far forward, the Song is going to end up catching on to several heroes. They do end up spotting off to the side here as well. The Queen of paiN, Lina, is going to end up falling. I believe no getting away from that one. There's the Sprout, not going to be able to keep him contained though, unfortunately. Meanwhile, the Lina does end up getting taken down. Invis Rune bottled and used by the Queen of paiN, so she's able to get out of there, and now they're ready for more barracks potentially. We did see about a third of the tower go down because of the Nature's Prophet. Right, recap, at the end of the day, the only hero lost is the Lina. And the barracks are exposed now. Glyph has been used. The fact that they were able to force out the Glyph as well as take down the tier 3 tower does really change things around a lot at this point in time. But again, you just look at all of these treants coming in. It's so devastating to play against. Anti-Mage is ready to move on up into the high ground now with AM back on up. They do turn him into a sheep yet again. No, it's going to be another Omni Slash down on top of him. Sonic Wave ends up connecting, but a huge Cold Embrace keeping alive your AM. Double Winter's Curse. Everybody's hitting everybody. We do end up seeing Winter Wyvern committing suicide because of that one. Is that really the way that interacts? Nature's Prophet treants, they're going for the tier 4s. Oh god, and it looks like they're going to be able to at least rat them out a little bit further. There's the blink back, but is going to blink right on into the Tusk. Now the Juggernaut's here as well. Blink away in just a second, thankfully keeping himself out of there. Is that really the way that that works? Because the Winter's Curse counts as a kill on the Winter Wyvern. When you Winter's Cursed with a Lotus Orb, you end up killing yourself, committing suicide. I think that's what's happened there. There's no other explanation. She didn't have like a bloodstone or anything else, and even if she did, she was still stunned up. I think that that's what happened right there. Really weird. I feel like that's something that might get changed at some point in time, because it seems like that's not the way that that spell should work. And it does mean that she loses less gold as well, so now in a position where she can still build on up her Blink Dagger. Heaven's Halberd's going to be the item. I can't believe I'm just checking real quick because I want to make sure about this. Can't believe no BKBs have been built this game. There have been no BKBs in this one, and well, there are a lot of things that fear spell immunity. You got Winter's Curse, you've got Shackle Shot as well, or not Shackle Shot, excuse me, not Shackle Shot, Focus Fire, that's what I meant. As well as the Ensnare coming out from the Naga. You got Walrus Punch, the pure damage from the Sonic Wave, just all of these different things. The Omni Slash as well. Like, it still feels like because of the amount of stuns, it might have been worth it for some of these heroes to go for it. But just going for straight damage, this Aegis is going to make a huge difference. But the question is, are they going to give up too much while they're taking it? We do see the anti-mage know that this is happening. They're getting ready to push forward here and potentially take this out. They're just going to try and rat for it. Witch Doctor is still here. Does end up getting revealed. Pushing in the tier 4s now. Might just opt to go for the tier 3 down bottom. Lena's going to explode. One more right click should be enough to take it. Nicely done there. Meanwhile as well, another Sprout does go out. Maybe going to create some treants in a second. So they are going to take the Aegis off to the side here, but this is going to be another huge turnaround. Oh, Roche still hasn't fallen. Gets killed by the Dire. Naga Siren picks up the illusion, or picks it on up. Oh, that's huge. And Anti-Mage is well able to take out the Witch Doctor over here. Tier 4 towers are falling. It's a disaster everywhere right now. Buyback by the Witch Doctor, but it looks like they are going to be able to find the Anti-Mage now as well. No, blink away yet again. Windrange able to take out the Juggernaut back there. He is buying back into the game. Might have even wanted to be able to go down so that way he can come back into the fray here. And yet again, more treants just hitting away at this tier 3 tower over and over again. This is Anti-Mage dead, but this time around the big difference is that he does have buyback. So a pretty big win considering there were 2 buybacks there for paiN, and it just feels like they're getting whittled away here over and over again. A big creep wave coming down bot. They do still have the barracks advantage in that bottom lane, but as this game continues to go, this barracks is going to get whittled down further and further. Half HP currently. If you end up getting any creeps into the space, they don't even need to go in through the bottom anymore. You're just going to be able to push this on out again. Refresher back up now again on Nature's Prophet. That's the item. He's just going to go for it. Maximum push. And it looks like this bottom lane is going to get pushed out. And honestly, now that this creep wave is fully dead, what do? They don't have a creep wave. There's no creep wave here. Can't take it with backdoor protection. Another creep wave is going to spawn in a second. Like, what are they going to do about this? I think that they should know that there's no creep wave here. Hopefully going to be able to make it happen, but just look at the army. This is where you play the Flight of the Valkyries come in. There's just so much of them. And in a second, you're about to have the Nature's Prophet ulti back up again. All right, they're pushing it in, but backdoor protection too strong. The Naga Siren Illusions pulls the creeps back again here. They're going to be able to be in range yet again. They're trying to out DPS it, but they just don't have enough. The Shackle Shot comes down as well. Laguna Blade on top of the Wind Ranger. The barracks are going now. This is the point where they're stuck here. The Nature's Prophet is pushing on in their base, and they can't get out. They need to be able to make their escape, but honestly, they're stuck on in here. There's the Juggernaut coming back in. A Winter's Curse down on top of him. The rest of his team has somewhat abandoned him now, though. Oh, God, they're turning it back around. Omni Slash is doling out a ton of damage, but it does end up finishing off on one of those creeps. The rest of his team is gone. Maybe a lack of communication, and it looks like Juggernaut might end up falling. Buyback by the Anti-Mage yet again. They're dealing with the Treant Protectors, or by the little Treants, but it's going to be another one gone, and that's a dieback for Juggernaut. He's dead for 120 seconds. I think paiN Gaming have this one. 900 gold swing into their favor, but the key thing yet again, they're pushing it on out, and Tree Simulator too strong. Oh God, what a disheartening way to lose this one. Where's your Blink Dagger now? Still got it. 4,300 gold on her as well. Honestly, she needs to buy an Aghanim Scepter. Like, they need it for these fights. The long cooldown is killing them. Also, just for the straight up wave clear. Pushing on in, they're ready for this one. They're absolutely ready to go. Now, they can't all die here. That's the only way that I feel like, well, not the only way, but it's one of the few ways that I feel like paiN Gaming end up losing this. There's the jump forward again. Walrus Punch down on top of the Anti-Mage. Snowball is coming pretty soon afterwards. Light Strike away. Laguna Blade ends up connecting as well. Sheep Stick, but there's the Cold Embrace. Gonna catch both of them now as well with the Ensnare up top as well. Witch Doctor trying to fight again, but the Wind Ranger has eyes on the prize. This is going to be a barracks maybe going down. Walrus Punch ends up connecting. Anti-Mage right clicking. There's nothing they can do. paiN Gaming take the series, pausing the game at the end and then disconnecting. What is going on right now? Oh, this game has been ridiculous. Queen of Pain by 6 Orbs of Venom. So much slow. GG. Well played ends up getting called. And Unknown ends up falling out of the lower bracket off the back of a dual Blink Dagger Queen of Pain. Ladies and gentlemen, it was wild. It was crazy. What a ride. What a cluster. We're going to be back in just a few minutes again as well, with another set of games, Complexity up against Void Boys.